push this button right here. And we are good to go, friends. Isn't that really cool? It's okay, I'm going to learn your names. It's going to be great. Okay, so did Miss McBrayer tell you guys why I was coming to visit today? No. Okay, well, I'm here to teach you a little bit about geometry. Raise your hand if you know what geometry is. What's geometry?
Well, I was going to tell you that the Discovery students did a geometry.
Are you in Discovery? That's awesome. What do you think geometry is? What am I talking about when I say geometry?
Shapes.
Very good. It means that we're going to be looking at different shapes. Now, I know, because I used to be a first grade teacher, that you guys probably already know a whole bunch about shapes. But we're going to start kind of small today because this is going to kick off your unit with Miss McBrayer about geometry. You guys know what standards are, right? Okay. This is your standard for geometry. It says that you could recognize. What does it mean to recognize something?
To like if let's say somebody's walking down the street and you see somebody from your family members, you recognize them.
Well, so when you recognize something, you see it, and you can also do what?
I already know it.
Give it a
Name.
So when you recognize something, you can see it and give it a name. It says to recognize and draw shapes. Well, you're not really going to draw shapes today. You're going to build them. Having specified attributes. Whoa! Those are two big words. Specified attributes. Have you ever heard of an attribute before?
No, I have no idea what that is.
That's a big word. What's your name?
Micah.
Micah, you want to come stand up here for me? Nice to meet you, sir. Okay, I'm going to name some of his attributes. Brown hair. Brown eyes. Kind of tall. Camouflage sweatshirt. What am I doing? I'm describing him, right? So thank you, sir, for letting me volunteer you. So an attribute is how you can describe something. This says, such as a given number. I think Miss McBrayer is trying to make me sweat. Given a given number of angles. Do you guys know what an angle is? What's an angle, Rylan?
It's where something is diagonal and it bounces off to make you go in a different angle.
Okay, I like that definition. Anyone else have a different definition?
It's sides.
Okay, that's a great guess. You know what the angle really is?
What?
Two sides that come together. And today I'm going to teach you a different vocabulary word that we talk about in third grade too.
What is it?
Kind of, yes, very good. Okay. And then it talks about equal faces, but we're not talking about three-dimensional shapes today. We're going to be talking about plane shapes. And I did have a brain pop video for you guys to watch, but I can only be in here until 10:30 because I've got to go back to my class. So we're going to skip over the brain pop, but we are going to listen to a story. It says that you'll be able to identify triangles, squares, rectangles, rhombuses, trapezoids, pentagons, hexagons, and cubes. That's all part of your standard, okay? And this is our learning target for today. It says, I will be able to recognize shapes based on attributes. And those are those describing words, okay? How many of you have ever heard the story of the greedy triangle?
No.
Well, we're going to listen to it. I'm going to sit right there in that chair. If you guys will come and have a seat on the carpet.
That sounds familiar.
Really? You might recognize it when you... What? Yeah, it's supposed to follow me. It's doing the right thing. Okay, why don't you come have a seat? We're not going to stare at the camera. Yes, ma'am.
If Miss KK, but it sounds like a gun talking.
It sure does.
If anybody,
She has
that's big.
Uh-huh.
I have to go. I have a dentist appointment.
Okay. You're checking out today?
Yeah, but I'm returning.
Going to be returning. Okay, sounds great. Okay, I'm going to squeeze. Does Miss McBrayer let you eat? Okay, why don't you just wait till she gets back?
If I'm kind of not feeling it.
Okay. Okay, this is the greedy triangle.
Oh, I never read this.
You know what it means to be greedy?
Mad.
What does that mean? It's a good guess.
Yeah, I know this book. Yeah, I know this book.
What does it mean if you're greedy?
It means that you have like lots of stuff and you just.
You want what? Everything. You want more. You want it all to be yours. Well, this triangle is greedy. Yes, sir.
Can I just grab this book?
Maybe after we're done reading it, okay? Once there was a triangle that was, as most triangles are, always busy. The triangle spent its time holding up roofs, supporting bridges, making music in a symphony orchestra, catching the wind for sailboats, being slices of pie and halves of sandwiches, and much, much more. The triangle's favorite was that a knock on the door or was that you? Okay. The triangle's favorite thing, however, was to slip into place when people put their hands on their hips. You guys see that triangle? That way I always hear the latest news, it said, which I can tell my friends. The triangle's friends liked hearing the news. Who are his friends? We got half circle or a semicircle. I don't know what that is. There's the triangle. That's the triangle. And
A diamond.
ooh,
Rhombus.
you've been talking to your mom. You know a diamond's not a real math word. We call it a rhombus. Very good. One day the triangle began to feel dissatisfied. What does that mean?
That there's nothing left.
He's not satisfied. When you're not satisfied, you're not what?
Happy.
You're not happy anymore. He's dissatisfied. I'm tired of doing the same old things, it grumbled. There must be more to life. So the triangle went to see the local shapeshifter. How may I help you? Said the shapeshifter asked the triangle. I think if I had just one more side and one more angle, said the triangle, my life would be more interesting. Well, that's easy to do, said the shapeshifter, and poof, the shapeshifter turned the triangle into
Square.
life changed in a wonderful way. We're going to call it the square. The square was happy with all the new things it could do. It could be a baseball diamond or first, second, or third base. It could take a position on a checkerboard or a chessboard. It could be a television screen, a computer screen, a movie screen. It could frame out windows or pictures and much, much more.
Wow.
The quadrilateral's favorite thing, however, was to be the pages of a book. I learned so many interesting stories that way, it said, which I can tell my friends. The quadrilateral's friends liked hearing the stories. But one day, the square began to feel
Unsatisfied.
dissatisfied. I'm tired of doing the same old things, it grumbled. There must be more to life. So the square went back to the shapeshifter. How may I help you now? The shapeshifter asked. I think if I had one more side and one more angle, said the square, my life would be more interesting. Well, that's easy to do, said the shapeshifter. Now think about this. If you got a square with 4 sides and 4 angles and we add one more side, what are we going to have?
It's like a shape of a house.
Okay, what do we call that shape? A pentagon. Very nice. So we changed him into a pentagon. Life changed in a wonderful way. The pentagon was happy with all the new things it could do. On a baseball diamond, the pentagon could be home plate. It could be a section on a soccer ball or appear inside when someone drew a 5-pointed star. The pentagon's favorite thing, however, was to be the headquarters of the United States military near Washington, D.C. I hear all the top secrets that way, it said. It's too bad I can't tell them to my friends. The Pentagon's friends couldn't help but feel left out. That's sad. We don't want to leave out our friends, do we? After a while, time seemed to pass slowly for the Pentagon, and it became
Dissatisfied.
Dissatisfied. I'm tired of doing all the same old things, it grumbled. There must be more to life. So guess where the Pentagon went? Back to the shapeshifter. And guess what he said?
I want to.
One more side, one more angle, and then it became a hexagon.
Knew it.
A hexagon. Great job. Life changed in a wonderful way. The hexagon was happy with all the new things it could do. The hexagon fit in as a floor tile on houses and patios and fancy crackers at parties and picnics. It worked as the socket of certain bolts and the prongs of certain wrenches. The hexagon's favorite thing, however, was to be a cell in a beehive. I love watching the bees as they buzz in and out, it said. The hexagon spent so much time in the beehive, it was too busy to talk to its friends. The friends missed the hexagon and couldn't help feeling ignored.
Get it? Busy.
Yeah, busy like a bee. Okay, now listen, this triangle. Again and again, the shape became restless, dissatisfied, and unhappy with its life. Again and again, it returned to the shapeshifter for more sides and more angles. The shapeshifter agreed to turn it into one shape after another. A heptagon, an octagon. We know what an octagon is, right? How many sides does an octagon have? 8. A nonagon, which has 9. A decagon, which has 10. And on and on. Look what happened to the shape as it started getting more sides and angles. It's starting to look like a circle. So finally the shape had many sides and many angles, and its sides were so small that it had trouble keeping its balance. Its friends couldn't tell which side was on, and the friends began to avoid the shape. One day when the shape was going down a hill, it began to roll. Faster and faster it went, screeching around corners and crashing into fences and trees, colliding with bicycles and terrifying walkers. At last, the shape came to a stop. It felt tired and dizzy, lonely and sad. So do we see why he was being greedy? For sure. Enough, thought the shape. I don't know which side is up. I can't keep my balance. My friends don't want me around. The shape could no longer remember why it had been so unhappy as a triangle. Very carefully, it made its way back to the shapeshifter. Now, what do you think he's going to ask for?
Can I have my
Sometimes it's just better to be you, right?
Yeah.
Aren't you happy yet? The shapeshifter asked. I want to be a triangle again, said the shape. I'm not surprised, said the shapeshifter, and poof, the shapeshifter turned the shape back into a triangle.
That might have been a lot of shape-shifting.
The triangle was delighted to have its old shape back again and kept itself very busy. Once again, it held up roofs, supported bridges, made music in a symphony orchestra, caught the wind for sailboats, became slices of pie and halves of sandwiches, and much more.
I want a sandwich now.
It makes you hungry, doesn't it? Still, the triangle's favorite thing to do was to slip into place when people put their hands on their hips. That way I always get to hear the latest news, it said, which I can tell my friends. And its friends liked hearing the news, and they were glad the triangle was back in shape again. Okay, so we have a pretty fun activity, I think. If you guys will tiptoe to your seats, I'll tell you what we're going to do. So I told you at the beginning of the lesson that we were going to be building some shapes. Well, I don't know how clean your desks are, so I'm going to give you a plate for us to work on.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's wonderful, Phyllis. I certainly will, honey. Rylan, that was yours.
If you could, can you bring my scissors?
I would love that, Ben. Micah, that's for you, baby.
It's clean.
Well, this one is, Emilio. And you are, Julianne. Julianne?
Forgot my name.
I never learned it.
She's Sophie.
JC and Molly. I see you at church. Oh, Josie, that's the
I don't already knows my name.
And
Right, Miss Stewart?
I do.
My name is Shelby.
Shelby? I didn't know that. Okay, raise your hand if you like marshmallows. Okay, here's the deal. You don't get to eat them yet. Yes, you will at the very end of our lesson, but you're not going to eat them yet because we need them because they're going to kind of be like our glue. Okay? So listen, I'm going to come around. My hands are clean, promise. And I'm going to come around and give, you've done this?
Yes.
Well, you're about to do it again. And I'm going to give you just a few marshmallows. I'm probably going to give you more than you need. But what did I say about eating them? Not yet. You will be able to, but don't eat them yet.
Look at her caterpillars. Look, they're already starting.
Oh, you're doing caterpillars in here?
Right here.
Oh, wow. Are you guys talking about life cycles in here?
Yep. Right behind you.
Awesome.
Right behind you.
Oh, cool.
I am so hungry. I love the big kind.
We're going to build shapes.
I could make a triangle out of this. I'm gonna make a cube. Look at the flat one. I got
I
flat.
know. Okay, turn your plate over for me, Jackson. Thank you, sir.
What's my name?
Sophie? What?
Oh yeah,
Well, at the end, if you want to share them with a friend, you can. And sorry, some of these are shaped a little funny. You're welcome, honey. Thank you for your manners. What, baby?
Look at this.
Yes, I taught her. She was in my class. I know. You're welcome, honey. And just this table. You guys missing someone? Willie and
Willie and Hayden. Hayden's Hayden. Hayden got Miss
Okay.
Jamie's. This one looks like this one looks like crazy shape. 10.
Okay.
Look, this one right here looks like some crazy shape.
All right, guys.
Shelby was the closest. 9.
Thank you. Thank you. Check a neighbor. Okay, this next part's kind of important because I'm giving you toothpicks. Now, toothpicks are a little sharp. So it's going to be very important that you're very careful. Okay? Again, I'm probably going to give you a few more than you need. At the end, you can just throw away whatever you don't use. Hey, darling.
Oh, thank you. I'll let you know when I need more toothpicks.
Okay, well, no, I'm going to be, you guys are going to do something specific, so I'll tell you about it in just a minute. Let me give you just a couple more.
I really want more marshmallows. What is going on with this one?
They are all stuck together.
Is it recording?
It is.
You can this one.
Want to say hi to my teacher? Her name is Miss Moss. Say hi, Miss Moss.
Hi, Miss
Yes. I know, some of them are shaped a little funny. Yeah. You're welcome, baby. Here you go, madam. I'm getting to you.
I know somebody played 3 markers. I know what this is. Now I can't wait to eat it now. I
No, but don't start yet because you guys don't know what to do. I've got something to give you. I've got your actual task to give you, so don't start anything yet.
The alphabet and the number line and spaghetti order. Whoa. I came up with
Okay. Okay, are we ready?
Yes, sure.
Now I'm going to give you a booklet. Everyone's going to get one. It says My Marshmallow Shape Book. And remember when we first started talking, when we were going over our standard, I told you guys that I was going to teach you a new vocabulary word. Because your standard talks about angles. Well, in your task booklet you're doing today, you're going to see, this is the most confusing marker, you're going to see this word.
Vertical.
Close.
Vertices.
Vertices. Good job. Close. Vertices. Okay, so let me talk about what that is really quickly. So we talked about an angle being like this, right?
Right.
Where those two lines, are we listening?
Well, I thought I was.
Where those two lines come together, and this part here is the angle. A vertex is actually where those two lines meet each other. See where I just circled in? That is a vertex. More than one is vertices. Okay? So, when you are going through your shape book, first of all, you're going to write your name on the front. And on this page, look what it says. You're going to make this shape.
Okay.
Doesn't tell you what it is, but you're going to make the shape with your toothpicks and your marshmallows. What do you think your toothpicks are going to represent?
Our sides.
Your sides, and your marshmallows are, what's the word we just learned? Are going to be your vertices. So what you're going to do is build it first, and then you're going to write, and some of your words were cut off, I'm so sorry, but it should say, I made a blank, and you're going to fill in what the shape is that you made. And then, remember we talked about this word, attributes. You're listing two of those attributes here. It has blank vertices. Remember, your vertices is where your two lines meet. It's got blank vertices and blank sides. Okay, remember, I didn't give you a lot of toothpicks. So you're going to build it and then unbuild it so that you can then go make your other shape. Okay? Now you can work at your own pace. You don't have to wait for me to tell you to go to the next page, but I do want all of them made. List all the attributes. Try your best to spell the word as close to the accurate spelling as possible. And then when we're done, we're all going to talk at the end, okay? Sound like a plan? What was the first thing I said you need to do when you get this? You guys got it. And then you can get started. Let me give you two. And if you'll pass one down to your friend Emilio. That one's for you, Josh. Are you Joshua? Okay.
So, what do you mean about attribute? I mean, the words that. Hey, I made a diamond.
The attributes is how you would describe the
You
shape.
could just do this, bend it, and make a
You
diamond.
could. Great observation.
I just grabbed it.
You're welcome, honey.
I made it.
Is your mother Darlene? Just joking.
Miss McGrayer,
Yes, ma'am.
Betty Beth.
Maddie Beth to check out. She will be returning.
Thank you.
Good luck at the dentist, Maddie Beth. There you go,
Bye,
Rylan.
Maddie Beth.
Christy, you are good to do whatever you need to do. You're good. Do whatever you need to do.
I already made that. Oh, I need my pencil and put them in. Can I take my pencils with me?
Of course you can. Do you have a little baggie maybe you can put them in? Okay. Or do you want to save them here since you're coming back and we'll save them on your desk? Why don't you just save this whole thing? This might be something fun you can do in your mom's room this afternoon.
How do you attribute where?
How many? Okay, so did you build it?
Yes, sides. 4 sides.
Okay, it has 4 sides.
I think
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I didn't give you
I don't know what these are.
the vertices. So remember, that's where your lines meet. So here's where 2 lines meet. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4.
He doesn't get it.
Okay.
Where's down here?
Ooh, yeah, you guys have something on your... Who told me they didn't get one? I'm sorry, baby.
Triangle.
And don't forget to fill out your attributes as you go. Are you filling them out?
I forgot.
Uh-oh, got to do that before you move on.
How many
Hey, guys, you've got something on your desk that you can look at to help you spell your shape. Okay, so let's just look. You don't have to rebuild this. Let's just look. How many sides does this shape have?
4.
Okay, so that needs to go here.
Bam.
4 sides and 4 vertices.
Are you allowed to write with a pen? Yeah, okay. And then vertices. Remember I said a
vertices.
Yes, very good.
Look on your desk.
And I'm making the triangle.
Okay, so we'll turn your page, okay? I like how you're building this on top. That's a smart idea.
Look, it says T.
Look at that beautiful handwriting. Okay, this is that word vertices. So that's going to be where your sides stick together. So how many places are your sides sticking together?
4.
So that's your answer right there.
Or it could be how many marshmallows you have.
It could be that too. Every marshmallow should represent a vertex. You got it, Rylan?
Yep.
Beautiful.
This is easy.
You know how to do that one?
Yeah. Emily, I just made a square.
So what can you do to this shape? Just do what?
Seriously? You could.
To make this, and you already had a triangle, what do you need to do? Think about the greedy triangle.
No ticker marshmallows. This is the best thing.
There you go. What did you do?
I
Just
just added.
added a side. Good job.
Look, I made it. Look.
Beautiful. Now remember I told you guys when you got to that shape we could not call that a diamond anymore. What's the right name? A rhombus. Very good.
You can't. It's not an actual.
It's not an actual math word. My teacher told me that. Very good.
And rhombus is the purple diamond on our name tag.
Oh, okay. Does it say diamond on your name tag?
It says rhombus.
Ah, good. I didn't want to have to write the people a strongly worded letter.
Is this right?
Oh, sorry, Micah.
Oh, she just had. Okay. What's under here? Yeah, this is to stick out.
Oh, it's because of the marshmallows. Sorry. How we doing, Tate? Are you writing down that? Oh, good job.
My hands are
Awesome.
I'm going very careful. I'm not. I'm going fully.
Okay, so you're there.
Wait, I don't.
So you know what you can do to help you? Build on top of this. And that might help you out.
That's just what shape is this?
Okay, so what do we call the shape that looks like a square, but it's tilted a little bit? Look here. Look right here.
A parallel.
You're close. It's actually actually this. The great triangle. Yes.
What is it?
The one that, is this the one you're on? Okay, so you made it great. It's like a square, but then we did this to it. So look at your shapes right.
It's parallelogram.
It looks like a parallelogram, but there's a little bit of a difference between these two shapes. You'll learn more about that in 3rd grade.
I think I made it.
Rhombus.
You got it.
I made it.
There you go. Do you know what shape that is? Count the sides.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
Okay, look at your reference right here. What do we call a 6? You got it, sister. This one is right here.
Miss Stewart, this is how I make it. Is this a
Perfect. What do you notice about those angles when you change it from a square to a rhombus? What do they do?
Make a better angle?
Oh, make a better angle. Okay, yep. Now this one you're probably going to need to stick 2 toothpicks together because that's a long one.
Okay.
Corrections, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He wants to eat. But I told him, I asked him if he brought it. He's not going to try, what is it? Yeah. Angry. I was like, okay, well, please don't get angry.
I made it. I know.
There you go. Okay, now hold on. The reason I'm going to take this out is because that looks like a vertex. So we got to remove that because this shape doesn't have that. See what I did there? Now it looks like that. Did it come undone?
I finished.
It's okay.
Okay, we can all.
You finished?
I finished the shoot.
Awesome. Now count your sides.
One.
I made a trapezoid.
Very good.
6 sides and
There you
6
go.
vertices.
Okay.
Isn't this one called a rhombus?
Hexagon.
Very good, Joshua.
Yeah. This is really easy.
Isn't it working?
I think I'm on my last one. Really? I'm on my last
That's good.
one. Is the last one?
What is your last one?
Big. Do I have to put it too small?
You can try to, yeah.
You're exactly right, yeah.
I can't even tell who your special population is.
Big brain.
Well,
Not at all.
you have 2 more.
Yeah, just get another hour or two, you'd be able to tell
But
it. Yeah.
even they have a lot of strengths in the population, so they hone in on the strengths to make up. I have one in here right now.
This one is
You know who it is?
look. This one is a big word.
We're working on it because there's really
Oh, it's a boy. I was going to show you that girl in the glasses.
she actually
Go to
she
their
comes
one
out,
Like she can't hear. Yeah.
but no, she's actually very smart. It's the little boy in the corner.
Nope. Would have never thought it. Quiet.
Okay, good. How'd you do it?
But he can't.
Can't keep
Now this one right here came over. She's been here just over a year. and
Welcome.
didn't
From
know
where
one
did you come
single-
from?
Puerto Rico.
She didn't
I've
know
been
one
there.
single word of English, and this is how far she's come.
Wow, you've grown so much, huh? That's awesome.
So she was
Do
in
you
the-
have a cousin here?
Uh-huh.
Is it Josby? Okay.
She's not Mr. Women. She's Camila.
Oh, Camille, what a pretty name.
And my little cousin, that's my cousin's sister, my brother, and he's coming.
That's amazing.
And I have a brother, she's in 6th grade, and she's 13 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, now listen, I want to talk about this. Does this shape have 5 vertices? So what we're going to do is remove one and stick it together like this.
Are you guys noticing a pattern?
Oh,
See that?
However many.
Is this thing?
Look, I done my booklet.
That's perfect.
I'm done my booklet.
Hang on to your booklet. We're going to talk about it all together in just a minute. Yes. When your booklet is finished, you may start eating your marshmallows. Miss McBride might kill me.
I can.
Okay, great.
I got a lot. I don't have no more.
Well, you can undo this shape. See, undo this shape, and that way you can have these 4. You see?
Hey, Miss Stewart.
Hey, darling.
I just noticed something.
What'd you notice?
So far, all my vertices is equaling up to the side.
Okay, will you remember that? Because we're going to talk about that in our closing.
Hello.
Hello, darling. Okay, can we give this about 5 more minutes so we can talk right when we're done with our building? I'd like to be able to talk for just a little bit.
Oh my.
You like my Nana. She loves to talk all the time. She just doesn't quit.
I understand.
You have to stay down there for a long time until she.
Oh, here's my next.
I'm good. My marshmallow probably. I'm going to do my best and I'm doing it.
I think you guys are all doing your best. Wow. Christy, is it possible for you to change this so that I can write on your board? Or like I can slide over a slide, but I just need a blank one.
For a flip chart?
Are you allowed to write? Not allowed, but are you able to write on this?
Yeah. Like,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
yeah, just
I'm
one
done. Now I
second.
can eat them. See, I made it.
Did it come off?
How do I know? Do I do it with my finger? Okay, yeah.
Do you want me to, you can do that. You can write right on there.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna scoot it over.
Awesome. Yep.
Okay, cool. I
And
just,
sometimes if I use a pen to write, it's better. So if your finger's
have
not
a-
working good,
okay.
then you can just write on the glass with that.
Okay,
Do you know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Without opening it.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
You could use the
Oh, that's cool.
I could finally eat mine.
Oh, I love what you did here to make your sides a little longer. You broke some
Most of my
toothpicks. That was a smart idea.
I just need 2 marshmallows.
Great. As long as your booklet's done, you guys can start eating. Roasting your marshmallows.
That's what I was in.
This is to build. Okay, I want to show you something. Can you rebuild this shape for me?
What?
Can you rebuild this shape for me? Can you build this? Make that shape for me.
Marshmallows. Now can I eat my marshmallows? Well, I'm not
If your booklet's done, you can.
Oh my! I'm gonna try one actually. I've tried one, but I've only tried the big ones. I hate them. Nope. Nope. Can I have them? Can I have them? Shelby was the closest one. I done it. Done. Let's do this one. Can somebody have this?
Do you have a brother?
You
You have so many familiar faces in this class.
You know that if you have
a baby brother or baby sister.
How exciting.
Miss Stewart already knows my mom. We're gonna be and my name.
Wow, you
And she
are.
knows I
Maybe you'll
do
be in my class.
I went to. I'm
That'd
done.
be awesome. Okay, eat your marshmallows.
How you spell this one? How you spell this one?
Okay, now, this shape is very similar to this shape. What could you do to this shape to make it look like that shape?
I need one more.
There you go, you did it. So, this shape, you're going to have to copy this word. That one's called a rhombus. Is that your pencil?
I didn't do this.
Okay, we'll have to come back to that because we're about to have to stop. So do this one. This is the shape, the words you want to copy. What's wrong? Who's throwing up?
Are you okay?
Okay, y'all back up. It's okay. Well, good job making it to the trash can, baby. It's okay.
Okay, I'll walk you down.
You back up.
Carry
Baby.
the trash can. It's okay, baby.
Okay, are you ready to walk yet?
It's okay,
You're
baby.
gonna get sick.
Don't worry. Everybody
Oh God, there's a huge spider. There.
Don't
Oh,
kill it! Don't kill it! No!
okay. Here's
Don't
this.
be! They killed your other best friend. No, my
Okay.
You okay? Oh, okay. Y'all turn.
Everybody, go have
Okay,
a seat.
it's okay.
Thank you. Jackson, hold the trash
I don't
can.
think he's
Let's
ready to walk.
You're not ready to walk? Okay, baby.
Tissue. Okay. A paper towel. I know. Here you go, darling. You can.
What's about the blue way in this one?
Everything's great and cheery. Super. Okay, Miss McBrayers. Beautiful bunch of babies.
It's Miss McBrayer.
Magnificent what?
It's Miss McBrayer's marvelous minions.
Marvelous minions. You go do that, sister. Okay, I know some of you might not quite be finished, but remember, I've got to go back to my babies. So we're going to talk for just a minute. I would appreciate if you would just leave your marshmallows at your desk. You can have those when you get back. Bring your booklets, though, to the carpet so we can talk for just a second.
Can I see
I
your
do
mic?
too. We'll have a seat. We're going to talk first. Okay, let's not do that right now. Let's go ahead and come to the carpet. Okay, but let's do that when you guys get back to your seat so we can do this so Miss Stewart's back to her class on time. It's okay if you're not finished, just come on over. What's her name in the pink shirt?
Emmeline.
Emmeline, go ahead and come on over. I know you're not finished and that's okay. 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 Can somebody tell me something that they learned or an observation that they made? Rylan?
Observation I made is amount of vertices there is the amount of sides there is.
Very good. He says the amount of vertices is the same as the amount of sides. Is that true for every shape you looked at?
Yes.
You think that's true for every single shape in the whole wide world? You don't? Which shape could be an exception to that rule?
That one.
This one? Okay, so let's pretend that we're just looking at this part of the fox. Would there be a vertex there? And there?
Yes.
And there?
Yes.
And there?
Yes.
So is it pretty safe to say that for the number of lines, there's going to be that same amount of angles or vertices? Great observation. Who else made an observation?
What about a circle?
What about a circle?
Has
Has no vertices.
Why does it have the equal vertices?
Yeah, if there's going to be two lines, where those lines connect, there's going to be a vertex. What was your observation? It's okay. Want to keep thinking? I'll come back to you. Anyone else make an observation?
That sometimes you have to use two shapes to make another shape.
Sometimes you can use two shapes to make another shape. That's good. We do that in 3rd grade.
Marshmallows.
Very good. Okay, I made an observation that I want to talk to you guys about. If you guys are here, we'll just scoot back because I'm going to write on this board and I want you guys to be able to see.
Runway.
That's up to him, honey.
I don't think
Keep scooting back. Keep scooting back. Well, he's sick too. I don't know if you... Oh, you meant the boy that got sick? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, what about his desk?
Okay. I made an observation that I kind of think we need to clear up just a little bit. Remember this shape right here?
Yes.
Okay. So this shape... One pen. Is... Okay. Okay. I'm not used to... I don't have a board like this.
The board's sensitive.
Very.
Like, it's almost to where it hovers. Boy, it does hover.
Oh, no, don't do that.
You have to just, like...
Okay, not gonna do that. Okay, this was the shape that you guys made with your marshmallows.
Yes.
And I saw people give it 2 different names. But it really only has one. What is the name of this shape?
Parallelogram.
Okay. I can't really argue with you because it is in a category called parallelogram. The specific name for this is rhombus.
That's what I wrote.
Okay, I want to show you the difference in a rhombus. Even though a rhombus is a type of parallelogram. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is crazy.
Y or R at the beginning.
That's an R.
I know sometimes she
Is it better if I use my finger?
Yes. You could use the pointer. You can make sure you don't hold your finger.
Okay, this is a parallelogram. Who can name me some differences in the 2 shapes?
That one has equal sides like a square.
Which one? Okay, remember that's all I needed to hear.
I know.
What? Why is it scooting over?
But like it's real, like it'll sensitive.
Okay, I do not want one of these boards in my room. Okay, listen. Remember when you made the square with your marshmallows? And I heard a lot of you say, look what I can do. And you just scooted it over. You tilted it. And then you scooted it back. And you scooted it over. And you scooted it back. What changed about your shape? What's the only thing that changed?
The sides and vertices.
Okay, did your number of sides change?
No.
Nope, they
the
stayed
only
the
thing
same.
that
Hold
changed-
on.
It just turned.
So what happened?
The angles became diagonal.
Okay, now you'll learn about this when you come to 3rd grade. These, I would love to circle this, but I don't.
You can come
Your angles all changed. But what did you notice about your sides?
The sides are like the same.
They stay the same. And what is one thing that a square absolutely always has to have?
Equal sides.
4 congruent, which means equal sides. That's why we call this a rhombus, because all of the sides are the same length, just like a square.
I just noticed that.
But a parallelogram is more like a what?
Rectangle.
Is more like a rectangle. All of the sides don't have to be the same. Okay? Even though a rhombus is part of a parallelogram category, we specifically call this a rhombus because all of the sides are the same length. You guys have impressed me so much today.
I've noticed
Yes.
something that the parallelogram is more longer and it needs more of the rhombuses to make that.
Right. The parallelogram, because it doesn't have to have all sides that are the same length, right? Very good. Yes, Micah. Oops, I'm sorry, honey.
Try to use this to circle it.
Yeah, I don't think the board likes me too much. See, it can't. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Thanks for trying. Okay. What? Yes, sir.
I just noticed something about that rhombus.
Okay.
It's like a normal rhombus that's just tilted.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a square that's tilted. Okay, you guys have impressed me so much. I think you're totally ready for 3rd grade. I think you're going to do excellent. Thank you so much for letting me come in. Don't forget to clean up your mess. You can eat your marshmallows, but you got to throw away your plates and your toothpicks.
Yes,
And if you find one on the floor, be a good friend of your classroom and throw those in the garbage can, okay? I can't wait to see your
Clean up's
faces
the word on our
next year.
social contract.
Cleanup's an important word.
Thank you for
Yeah. Thank you for having me. You guys are precious. I will. Yes, tell me your lunch.
Okay, ready? Tell her. Leave
Absolutely.
Better yet.
Leave a person better than the way you found them.
I love that. You guys have a great rest of your day, okay?
Still recording.
That's okay. Bye, Val. Okay.
Can you tell Miss Burnett that you can
Bye, darling. I certainly will, Rylan. Oh, look, Molly knew just what to do with her work.
Where did you get that thing?